Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Mahony podcast. This is episode number 4, and we have my good friend Tomas, the Almighty. How's it going, Thomas?
It's really good right now.
Being quiet because it's very late at night.
Yeah, don't want to get caught being bad boys.
Don't want to get caught by the corona.
Oh my god. Don't get caught lacking.
Don't get caught lacking on the corona. What's going on in your life, Thomas?
Just trying to make it through school right now.
Yeah?
Got a lot of good things lined up for me.
How's school?
I'm on track. I'm really doing this shit, man.
Yeah, what's your major?
Psychology. I don't know why I have to think about that.
You liking it?
I like it a lot. Like, it just feels like normal to me, like real comfortable, you know?
It doesn't really feel like schooling?
No, like the other classes that aren't for it feel like school, but like everything else feels like I'm genuinely like really happy to learn.
So you're in the right major then?
Yeah, I would hope so. I hope I'm not doing this for nothing.
Well, I mean, it feels natural, then that's the major you should be in, I think.
I know, but like, don't you feel like you should be like a little uncomfortable? Like, I feel like
oh, well,
for
yeah.
risk, you know, like you should be scared just a little bit.
That's going into, you ever seen that yin yang symbol?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's order and chaos. There's a little bit of chaos and order, and there's a little bit of order and chaos. It's a part of the universe. But you don't. Yeah, you're. Are you feeling you don't have enough chaos?
Oh no, I have enough chaos in my personal life, so I guess.
Well, I mean,
that, like,
educationally though. Because you sound like you're not intrigued enough.
No, it's not a challenge to me, really.
Yeah, so you need more of that. You have to step into that darkness a little bit more.
Just like dip my feet in.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Splish.
Yes, splish splash indeed. Yeah, so Thomas, how are things in your opinion of the world? What do you think about the world right now and how things are set up with COVID?
Just COVID or like overall? Because everything feels a little fucked right now.
Why is that?
Everyone's so like erratic now. Like everything is so big. Like everything is major news. Like you don't ever hear like little shit anymore, you know? Like everything is like a fucking headline. Like, oh my god, coronavirus. Oh my god, so many people are dying lately. Oh my god, like the president's incompetent. Oh my god, like it's all like hard hitting shit, you know? It's never like anything subtle.
What would be more subtle? What's the last subtle thing you remember?
The last, something about NASA, man. Like,
they
found like a planet. Like that's some good, like it's neutral news, you know. Like unless NASA finds like a black hole, everything else they figure out is a little bit.
Well,
like,
I don't think a black hole is necessarily a bad thing, but I think you mean like a close black hole.
Yeah, like a close one. Like I'm not talking about like one that's fucking light years away. I'm talking about one that's like we gotta worry about this shit now.
Are you into astrology at all? Or astrophysics?
I prefer not to use that word astrophysics just because I don't know exactly what that means, like what it encompasses as a whole.
Yeah, astrophysics is like the physics of the universe.
Oh, I already told you I don't believe in physics.
I don't believe in physics.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a lot of bullshit that I don't need to focus on.
Do you not believe in it, or
like,
it's just you can't comprehend it?
Not that I can comprehend physics. It's not hard concepts to grasp. It's just like I feel like we don't need to grasp them, you know? Like,
well, I think you're a little off there.
Why?
Well, that's how buildings are built. That's how bridges are built. That's how
we don't need it.
Gravity?
I'm
Yeah.
not talking about gravity, but gravity specifically is what I have a problem with.
Well, how do you think bridges are built?
What do you mean?
A bridge? The physics of a bridge?
Yeah.
Each angle. You ever seen the structure of a bridge from the underneath?
Have I been under a bridge? No, I've never been under a bridge.
You haven't seen the metalwork?
No, I've never been under a bridge.
Okay, because I've taken physics and we calculated the actual physics of a bridge. We only did a few angles, but it took like a week because there's so much downforce because you have all that weight from the cars and the people and just everything on the bridge, including the weight of the bridge itself. And there's nothing to support there. It's only supported by the ends that it's connected to. So all that metalwork has to be in such a way that it supports itself and more, much more.
Yeah, we don't need that.
So we don't need bridges.
No,
Why is that?
we don't need any of this stuff. Like,
You couldn't get home if you don't have bridges.
well, if you didn't have a bridge, you wouldn't go anywhere other than home. So, like, you'd be home already, you know?
Are you one of those where you go back to, what do they call that? Rejecting modern things?
Are you asking if I'm, like, Amish?
No, not, it wouldn't be Amish, but like, going back to handwork. Like crafting things.
Yeah.
Not, the Amish don't, I mean, they do, but like...
I'm talking about, like, the stereotypical, like, idea of Amish people, not, like, actually Amish.
I think what you're relating to is the ideology. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the ideology of the Amish?
I don't really know enough about it to say I agree or disagree.
Not the whole thing, but like, maybe, like I was saying, like craft work. Like, handcraft work.
Yeah.
Yeah? You like that? Like, individually, each thing is different?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So you don't like manufacturing?
I have nothing against manufacturing. I just feel like craft work is enough.
It's enough.
Yeah.
But you realize how many people are on the planet, and we can't supply that, right?
I mean, they can supply for themselves in most cases.
Oh, but people don't know everything.
Yeah, I know, but there'd be less
They
to
should.
know. Yeah, like, you know, like craft work. If we
Do you know
kept
how to
it-
make a chair?
a chair? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you know how to make a chair out of wood.
yeah.
Do you know
I
how
don't
to
know
work?
I don't know how to make, like, sand the wood myself, but like,
Would you figure it out?
I would figure it out. I'd be very open to learning how to figure that out.
But you'd have to teach yourself.
That's fine. I don't have to teach myself. I could learn it from someone who knows. That's how.
Yeah, but
share
what if they're
information.
across the water?
If they're across the water, I promise you, there's someone on this land that can teach me how to build a chair. I bet you could teach me how to build a chair.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
isn't there water between here and New York City?
What do you mean? We're literally right next to each other. Like, if I
Oh,
see-
you mean like right now,
Yeah,
all the
like,
bridges knocked out?
all the bridges knocked
This is
out.
more of an apocalyptic thing now.
I mean, I feel that way.
This narrative.
I guess.
I like it.
I do. I like to think about like what I would do in the apocalypse, like apocalyptic situations.
What is your that's a crazy question just came into my mind. What is your ideal apocalypse? How would the world end?
Like an ideal apocalypse, like that I'd survive in.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were saying like what's an ideal apocalypse that like everything gets wiped out in, but like
Oh,
you
there's no
prefer this
ideal
one.
apocalypse for that, I don't think.
I mean, I'd rather it like
All go
be
at
like
once.
a cyanide pill than like rain fire, you know?
Oh, do you mean like suffering? Like
Yeah, like I
no
thought you were.
prolonged.
I thought you were asking like how exactly would you want the world to be destroyed if everything had to go, not like what would be like my best situation to survive in.
Yeah, I probably should have worded that differently. But anyways, what would it be?
I don't want anything that's like animals like coming up against like people, you know,
Mhm.
like trees and like Earth style, like Mother Nature, like fighting back, you know.
Mhm.
But I think I'd prefer more like I wouldn't prefer it, but like it's one over the other, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'd prefer like a man one, like everyone's just out for themselves, because like you can fight off another man, like you can, it's easy to kill people, but like I feel like if nature like genuinely started fighting back, like on some Disney magic, like trees are alive and like shish kebabbing people, like I feel like that'd be like a situation I couldn't handle. Like I'm one person.
So let's say like the stereotypical nuclear apocalypse and you survive.
Like big cloud, everyone vaporized. Boof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
You and a couple others survive, but you're not together, obviously.
We're not together, so like we're out
You're
there
alone.
surviving on our own.
Yeah. Would
So-
you survive?
What, are these people considered like enemies? Like are they competition?
Well, depends on the person, I'd guess.
It depends.
Because
on
you
who-
weren't together, like, if the bomb went
Oh,
off.
so it's not people I know. It's just
yeah,
random.
it's just random people, but you're not with them.
Okay, what's our proximity here? Like, I'm not with them, but like how
Let's say
close?
random you don't know.
Random, I don't know. Like it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, at any moment they could be there, or I
They
could
could-
be safe
yeah,
indefinitely. What terrain am I in?
You're where you are now.
Where I am now here?
Except for, of course, it'd be an apocalyptic wasteland.
So like no buildings or like building remains? I'm
Well,
sorry,
I
I
mean-
want all the information
No,
I
no,
can
it's
get.
fine. I do like this. It'd probably be more like remains, depending on the structures. It'd be a lot more flat up here because we don't have very.
So like,
Big
let's
structures.
say the tallest building, like, would there still be like 2-3 floors standing of it?
Here's a little info for you. The tallest building
Is Raymond Hall.
is Raymond Hall.
I fucking hate that fact.
I hate it too. Well, I don't hate it, but I think it's funny. Well, I think about Raymond Hall, I think it's pretty tippy. I don't think it would survive.
But is it like vaporized, or was like the force of the explosion what pushed it over?
I feel like maybe like the top floors would probably be gone.
So like maybe like the first to the third floor.
First or second floor, yeah.
Okay.
But it'd probably be open to nature because of the windows be blown out and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I could work with that, like, as my base.
How would food work?
Food work?
How would you go about?
Food specifically. Because, well, I'd have to, like, if I'm going to eat the meat, I have to, like...
You have to hunt?
I have to... No, I'm talking about, like, there would definitely be something that survived in grocery stores. Or even in nearby houses, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it depends how long until you come out of wherever you were. Like, if it was right after the explosion, yeah.
That's what
maybe.
I'm imagining. That I got up
okay.
like an hour, like 4 hours max, like after the explosion. Like I knocked
Depends
out.
also proximity.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to walk quite far. Could you hunt? Are you any good at hunting? Or
I couldn't hunt, but I could gather.
You could gather.
I could gather. I could never hunt, though.
You can't kill something? Not even an
No,
animal.
I could kill something. I just couldn't catch it.
Oh. Do you know how to make weapons?
I know how to utilize things as weapons. I don't know how to make efficient weapons.
Oh, so like a bow and arrow, you probably wouldn't know
Like
how
if
to
I
make.
found a bow and arrow, I could use a bow and arrow, but I couldn't make a bow and arrow.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I like this. Yeah, that was a good little...
I give thought to this.
It's a good one. It's a very good one. So, yeah. I don't think about the apocalypse as often as you do, I guess.
I feel like it's not like a survivalist mentality. Like I don't think like I really genuinely have to prepare. It's more like
it's imagination.
Daydreaming. Yeah, like creative.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do? You know,
you should write a book on that or something, or an article.
I can't. I try so hard to like write a book, and like I make it too complicated. Like,
what do you mean?
Like no book should start off as complicated as I want it. Like I want it to be elegant and like bold and like attack.
You should write and then refine it like later on that day.
Maybe.
That's how you could probably write pretty well. Most people can.
Yeah. I've been told I can write really well.
Oh, well then you should. Maybe you can market that.
Everyone used to tell me, like when I was younger, they expected me to be like a journalist or something.
It's a possibility still. Well, I mean, in psychology, what are you going in for psychology? Is it like therapist or?
I want to do more there. Like, I don't want to do like experimental. I have no interest in like the experimental aspect of it. More of the counseling, therapeutic essence.
Okay, so yeah, therapy.
Yeah.
Any age group or?
I would like to work with children, but I'm not sure how. Like, I care very, very much about children, and I feel as though I'd struggle a bit separating myself from it, as you would have to do as a professional.
Emotionally,
yeah. I'd have to be able to listen. I know I would have to come across some things that I'm not sure I'm mentally like able to handle and like act avidly and positively help that child, you know? But I would love to help children. It's just that at my mentality right now, I'm not equipped to deal with that right now. Hopefully over time I will be able to, like, during learning.
Have the classes helped at all?
They've helped me better understand the position that I would occupy and like the correct language and the positive mentality that you have to approach them with, like specifically for children with like mentally disabled challenges. So like it's helped me better understand how to address that and help assist them in whatever ways they need, because you know you really do have to tailor your therapy to your patient, to your client, you know. That's another thing. Like a lot of psychology professors would tell you, like you shouldn't address them as a patient, because that's labeling that like makes them out to be like a problem. It makes them viewed as like they have an issue that needs to be fixed, rather than being seen as someone who just needs help. So like a lot of psychology professors will tell you, like, refer to them as a client. But like my most recent psych professor, she says, no, I refer to them as patients, because this is a medical, she deals with a lot of actual like mental illness. Like, well,
people need psychological checkups just like how they need physical checkups.
Yeah.
Personally, I believe that. Yeah. Like,
100%. I think it should be as like you know, it's easier to like make sure you're mentally checked. It's harder to do it, but like it in a perfect world, it'd be easier to like check your mentality. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like going for a checkup. Like I do believe that like regular therapy for people is a positive thing.
Yeah, no, I do believe that most people actually do need a therapist, especially in like college.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The stress of college students is like incredible. Like,
Well, yeah. Also, the problem there's a stigma over it, kind of. You know, like people are like, "Oh, you have a therapist, so there's something wrong with you."
yeah, a lot of people like they view it as a negative, and that's just the way like, you know, it's just been talked about. You know, people feel like if you have problems that you express, like that brings shame to like your family or like ruins your reputation instead of actually like being brave enough to go out and fix it.
Well, I think it's more of a individual thing. I think it's more like you're a weak. They see you as a weak person, maybe. You know, you're you're psychologically weak because you can't talk to yourself.
Oh, I've never heard that angle that you're weak because you can't talk to yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could see people thinking that, I guess.
Because the way I view it is like in the family stance of it, just because like I have like a familial background that like I feel as though they would negatively view like therapy as a thing. Like they would say things like, "Oh, you go to therapy, like you're crazy. You have to be crazy, like you're insane." They're also the kind of people that would say like, "You're so bipolar when you like express two different emotions that are valid." You know, they use the term without actually understanding like the reality of that of that disability.
Yeah. So
that's in the terms that I think of it in.
You're a bit different than your family then, huh?
Yeah, I think about that a bit. But I'm not too different, you know.
It's not a bad thing.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's actually a good thing. There are flaws that I've witnessed that, growing up with them that, like, I've learned from.
Now that we're getting into your little family thing there, I wanted to, of course, talk about... we had a good conversation the other day on Catholicism. Because your man here, your host, Lifted Cam here, is a Catholic.
Ooh.
And you should know, big Catholic man over here. A Knight of Columbus now. I was just knighted. Isn't really knighting, but you know, I'm a member. I'm a brother. So anyways.
Like not King Arthur of the Round Table Knights.
No.
More like
not like
you're in a cool club.
Sir Patrick Stewart. No, the Knights of Columbus isn't, it's kind of like a club, but they do a lot. Like, they'll
you can do a lot with clubs.
They provide relief. They're more like a charity kind of. It's weird. It is kind of a brotherhood. It's very different. Honestly,
like an order, like the
it's kind of honestly, if you're a Catholic male, definitely check out the KFC. It's a great organization in general. Love those guys, but yeah, we were talking about Catholicism the other day. I can't even remember. How did we get on that topic?
I don't remember at all, honestly. I don't remember most things.
Yeah. Oh, it was my necklace.
Oh yeah, I thought it was the X-Men necklace for so long.
Yeah, I had the Irish Celtic cross. I have a necklace that I bought up in Canada during our confirmation retreat, and that was one of the last things I bought before. I don't know why, but it just reminds me of my old priest who passed away. I think it was 3 years ago. I can't remember. It's horrible of me not to remember. I didn't know him too well, but it reminds me of him. But yeah, we were talking about Catholicism in the family. I come from pretty much a nuclear family. Mother, father, they're together, always have been. Mm-hmm. Brothers. I have 3 brothers, 1 sister.
Gross. It's a lot.
Yeah, well, we basically do farm family, you know?
I can't talk. I have, my grandfather has 12 kids.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a lot of aunts and uncles, huh?
Yeah, a lot of them are younger than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's still fucking.
Oh, jeez. How old is he?
My grandparents are young. He's like 50-something.
Oh, wow, my dad is 63.
Yeah, most people's parents are older than my grandparents.
Wow.
He actually might have just turned 60, actually.
Oh,
but
okay.
he was like 59, 58, some late 50s recently.
So your mother must be really young too then.
Yeah, my mom is 36, 37.
Wow. That's young, yeah. And you're 21?
21.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's alright, you know? It's a very young family. I know a few young families. Nothing wrong with that.
Young families.
Well, yeah, I don't know why, but sometimes you'll find that, like, it's not just one person in the family that has a child when they're young. It's like, that's the thing that they do. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but like...
Maybe a psychological thing.
My grandparents also grew up in, like... They're from the Dominican Republic, so, like, they're not from this country. But, like, they also, like, men date younger women there, like, as weird and gross as it is. So, like, they also had kids younger, like, my great-grandparents had kids young, you know, like, people had kids younger. They started, like, their lives, like, they bought houses, like, after high school younger and everything, you know?
Have you been there?
Been where?
To the Dominican Republic.
When I was little.
Mm-hmm.
We lived there for a little bit.
You remember anything or no?
No. And I just haven't gone back.
Do you want to go back?
Not really. I don't know anyone over there, like, besides, like, my mother. So, she wants me to go over, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll have to go back sometime. So, I wanted to ask, in your family, just explain a little bit about how the Catholicism runs in your family.
So it's weird, like, I don't really know too much about it. Like, my grandmother is religious, and her father is extremely religious, like, the stereotypical, like, Latin Catholic father, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you have, like, knowledge of, like, that stereotype or whatever, you know? Like,
yeah.
Man brings a cross with him everywhere he goes, is always, like, quoting the Bible, like, you have to, like...
Buy the book.
Yeah, like, when you see him, like, you go, Dios te bendiga, papi, and, like, he'll bless you and everything like that. Like, you say blessings before bed, like, just like my grandparents.
Is that you said that was your great?
Yeah, my great-grandfather.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, they're both still alive.
Wow. How old are they?
I think my great-grandfather on my grandmother's side is, like, almost 90 or 86 or something like that.
Wow.
And then my great-grandfather on my grandfather's side is 79, maybe 80.
It's kind of a great thing, though, for marrying and having children young, or, you know, having a young family, because now you can have all that lineage. It's kind of a cool thing.
They have a lot of kids, too. I don't even know how many kids they have.
You talk to them at all, or?
I used to, when I lived in New York, like, in the city, I used to go with my aunt to visit them, like, every other weekend. Like, we'd drive to Jersey, and we'd spend, like, the day in their apartment.
That's nice.
Yeah, my great-grandmother would cook for us and everything. And she made the best food. Like, no one could outcook that woman.
Grandmothers always know best.
Yeah, she was so sweet. Like, literally, like, the stereotypical, like, you ask for anything. She didn't speak any English, really.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we had, like, a language barrier, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But,
what does she speak?
Spanish.
Oh, okay.
So, but, like, anything I asked for, like, my aunt would tell her I want, she would do it, like, on the spot. Like, no questions asked. Like, I wanted, like, a full-course meal. She would literally, like, go through her fridge.
That's nice. Wow. Yeah, bless that grandmother. That's nice. So, did they pass that down at all?
Pass what down?
Catholicism down the lineage?
Yeah, my grandfather's pretty Catholic. I don't know, like, the extent of that, but he believes it in everything. He prays. My grandmother, she also is Catholic. She was raised Catholic and everything. She believes in God, and she, like, says a prayer before bed and everything. Like, she prays, I think, when she wakes up, maybe, or sometimes. You know, she's still a religious woman. She's also, like, turning to, like, meditation and, like, just, like, trying to seek a better peace of mind and everything.
That's good.
Like, she's calmed down. She's real mellow as a person now.
Good. Yeah. So, do you do anything philosophical? Do you meditate at all, or take a breather?
I try
mentally
to meditate. Yeah, like, I try to, like, just make sure, like, I have a couple minutes, like, even, like, 10-15 minutes just to myself, like, just to reflect.
Do you sit and do it, or?
I sit and do it. Like, sometimes I prefer to, like, lay down in the dark and just, like, face up at the ceiling or, like, on my side.
I'm surprised you can stay awake.
No, yeah, it's really hard for me to fall asleep, actually.
Oh, do you have insomnia or?
I have no clue. I just think like it takes me a while to fall asleep.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I pass right out every night.
Oh, I don't. My mind is like, I'm always thinking of something. Like, I have to fall asleep like making a story for myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I have to make up characters, or maybe it's about me or something like that.
Very creative.
Yeah.
Huh. Sometimes I'll do that actually. I kind of do relate with that. If I have like a restless night for some reason, if I try to remember an old memory and I try to like distinctly remember like little details, I'll get so tired out in my mind that I'll just pass out.
Yeah, like you run away with the story, like you relaxed.
But it's something I did. It was kind of a little bit different from what you do.
I've done that before, like recalling like some of my favorite memories or something.
Sometimes I do like stupid memories so that way I can really make my mind work and then just pass out.
I like to think of memories of being at the pool with my aunts and my brother.
Mm-hmm.
We used to be in the pool like literally from sun up, sundown. Yeah.
That's nice. Very atmospheric. Yeah, that's great, man. So are you looking forward to turn the page on this podcast? Are you looking forward to the semester?
I'm kind of expecting it to like stop before it really starts. Like I still kind of feel like this is about to end like next week.
Oh, you think they're going to shut it down?
Yeah, I don't believe this school will like survive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what they're doing is they're testing kids as they get here, not like before.
Yeah, no, they should have just required like tests before they came. And then they still could have tested them when they were here, like just to be safe.
Well, yeah, because you can contract it between, travel,
because like a lot of city kids, they have to take the bus up here, public transportation, and in large volumes. And New York City, like not everyone is even wearing masks. Like it's not really, like I see videos all the time of people like just chilling outside, like not social distancing, not wearing masks.
Yeah, and I there's a lot of people who aren't with the times. Yeah, they're not following code, and they just, from my local college back home, they just banned 43 students.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they just banned 43 because they went to a party, a bunch of freshmen.
Well, no one told them to be stupid.
Well, yeah, well, they told them, don't screw around, and then they did. So they just like, oh, well, I guess you're done, right?
I mean, I don't even think they could be, like, they can't even be mad, like, they told them what happened.
Yeah, they gave them precautions. I'm sure they just signed the dotted line. Well, there's no formal document, but you know what I mean.
I feel like they should be, like, something.
Yeah, well, they need more seminars and all that to
like
tell
what
people.
We have like a conduct thing that like if you agree to come back to the school, like you selected your housing on campus or something, that it like when you agree to like the regular housing regulations or whatever and policies, like they also built it in that like you agree to follow like the procedures they put in place for COVID here.
Okay.
So they technically do have something like to at least put you through a conduct system should anything happen.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good buffer compared to most, So, again, turning the page in the book of the podcast, I wanted to. I told you about this before. There's a question I was gonna have for you philosophically.
Okay. Oh my god.
Are you ready for it?
Sure. Lay it on me.
All right. So this is the one I usually ask, and it's when you're in an argument.
Oh my god, is this gonna start a fight?
No,
okay.
no. This isn't me versus you. This is hypothetical.
Okay.
So when you get in an argument with somebody, what is your mindset during that heated argument? Let's say it's with somebody that you love, as like somebody you love. We'll say that.
Okay. So you got to give me like a little bit more, because like I think a lot of things through.
Okay.
Like I don't just I'm not a person who just acts off of like emotional anger or anything like that. I like to think things through. So
what do you mean by thinking things through?
Like if someone like I try my best not to start any arguments like at all. Like I'd rather just deal with it myself. So if somebody starts an argument with me, I need to like know what they're saying to me to make a decision about how I react. There's no like default way I react. aside from like thinking it through, you know?
Oh, so you needed a specific thing?
Yeah, like if you could give me like a specific, like, what if, I could tell you.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to think about that.
Like, it could be a generic thing, like, oh, what would you do if they did XYZ?
Well, let's say they have a differing opinion than yours. On it, you can pick any topic, really.
I kind of want to know why. There's some things I don't really like. I have a huge bias for. Like, I don't accept different opinions for. So it would really depend on what it is.
Okay, but would you be able to see the other side?
I would be. Yeah, I can see the other side of things. Like, I am very good at like understanding different perspectives. Like, I can genuinely like argue like from both sides for a lot of things. But like, will I ever? No.
Do you have any? Do you say that you have control over your emotions pretty well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you don't get angry very often.
No, anger is like pretty hard to get out of me. Like, annoyed, yes, very easy to get out of me. But actual anger, it's very rare.
So, the annoyed would still be a degree of anger, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it'd be more like it's a very easy to annoy, like simple misunderstandings that like are that another person's fault can get me annoyed. But I'm not actually angry. I'm just like, why did I have to go through that? You know?
Okay. So actual anger is not a big part of your life.
No.
Oh, okay.
I try not to be angry.
Yeah, because I know I personally sometimes I do get angry, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm never gonna like punch a wall. Like, I'm not gonna be like a dick.
Well, there's different levels to anger. People do get physical. They get psychological. You know, revenge.
I probably get. I would say I get psychological revenge.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, but that's like, it's rare. You know, you'd have to like really do some shit.
Yeah. You're not confrontational though, are you?
I feel like we talked about this yesterday. Like that exact question.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm not confrontational, but I'm not afraid of conflict. So I won't ever seek it out. But like,
you're defensive.
Yeah, I will defend myself because I know exactly what I did. I know who I am. I know what I've done.
Now, if you were to see something wrong going on, would you approach the situation? Something you disagree with just going on that doesn't involve you at the time, but you still disagree with it.
Yeah, I can say that I would for most things.
So you are a little bit confrontational.
Yeah, like more so for other people, not confrontational for me. So it's more like defense of others than it will likely be for defense of myself.
So that's kind of goes along with the whole therapist thing.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, because being a therapist is quite a challenge. It's almost like you're fighting the person, but that's the one you're helping.
Yeah. You know, like trying to get them to see themselves really as a whole picture, like to understand. Because like, it's impossible to do therapy unless you help that person recognize that they actually should take it, you know? So like, if you can't, you really do have to like wrestle and struggle with some people to like let them know that they should seek help.
Well, yeah, there's some stern people out there.
Yeah, so that's what makes it like a battle.
I'm kind of like that, yeah.
I can see that.
I don't have my change of mind, usually like 95% of the time, my change of mind will come from myself rather than like somebody trying to tell me. You know what I mean? Like,
it's easier for you to convince yourself of something than someone else to.
Yeah, because if somebody suggests a topic to me, I like that better. Like, somebody would suggest I explore something rather than just telling me what I'm gonna find exploring.
Like, instead of telling you to do it, they should say like, "Oh, you should
try
therapy. Like, maybe you'd be interested."
Yeah.
Like, they have to suggest it to you, not demand it of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal. I have that same thing too. I can also be like hard-headed. Like, if you tell me to do something, I'm not gonna want to do it. But like, if you bring it up, or like if you let me bring it up to you, that make it easier for me. I can see that.
Yeah.
Being hard-headed.
Yeah, it's kind of a bad thing. I try to be open-minded, but there are certain things that I so fundamentally fundamentally know about myself that it's not worth my time to go do another argument on the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that. Like, some certain things.
Topics, certain topics. Yeah, sometimes it's just not worth. But you know, you gotta bless those people that are out there fighting every day for the, the same argument over and over and over.
Yeah.
For what they believe in. That's kind of...
It's exhausting.
Yeah. Psychologically exhausting. My gosh. I'm burning out. Holy crap. Yeah. No, it's... So psychology and philosophy, they go together hand in hand, but you're more on the psychology side of things. Do you dabble in any philosophy or no?
Are you asking if there's like a specific known philosophy that I align myself with?
No, well, that's another question. We'll have you answer that first. Yeah, sure.
No, nothing that comes to mind consciously. Like maybe I do and just don't know about it, but nothing that I can say.
You concocted your own philosophy?
I guess. I don't view it as like my own philosophy. Like I just describe it like as how I am,
Well, yeah, that's how it is. That is your philosophy.
I just wouldn't use the word philosophy.
You're not labeling it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get behind that. What I meant is, have you ever read the works of philosophers or anything like that?
For class, never for like myself. The only one that I ever did for myself was like the cave allegory for Plato.
Oh, the cave allegory. That's a good one.
Yeah. That one I did for me. Like, it was suggested for me, and I did it because I had a genuine interest in reading about it.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, there is a Plato proposed. It was basically a structure for reality. People are chained in such a way, like you're in a cave, and on the ground floor, people are chained in such a way that they have to face towards a wall at all times, and they can't move their head, and they can't look down at themselves, but they're facing and looking at this wall. Behind them, there's a fire. And then above them, because their back is at a wall, above the wall, there's a walkway. And between the fire and the wall, people are walking on this walkway. So all the people see are the shadows and things going on, so that they perceive the shadows as reality, when in actual reality, it's the people walking on the walkway. But they wouldn't know because they can't look around. It's a dilemma.
Yeah.
People try to utilize that in such a they try to utilize that for like that this is all a simulation.
Yeah. The argument for that, isn't it like that the people who are stuck in the cave, like if one of them should ever escape, they would reject the reality that differs from their own.
Mm-hmm.
That they would, because that's all they grew up in knowing, that's their perspective on life, that everything else would be real. They would believe that their reality is what's being cast onto us rather than vice versa.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, people are not open-minded at all. Yeah, it's too bad. But yeah, I like to read a lot of philosophy. I'm just, because sometimes a philosophy is honestly psychology of the past. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. Philosophers were the original scientists.
Yeah.
Like, there's such a disconnect now. Like, if you say scientist, you think of, lab coat, professional, paid $1 million, went to school for years. You think of philosophy, you think of, like, some, like, hippie guy, like, running around, like, smoking weed. Like, peace and love, man. Like, you have that idea of, like, philosophy. And then there's people who, like, just associate it with, like, Greek philosophers, like, that they know about.
I couldn't imagine being one of those guys.
Like a hippie guy or like a Greek philosopher?
No, a Greek philosopher. To come up with, these equations and these thoughts of life.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, I'd have to be bored out of my fucking mind.
Well, I mean, there's nothing.
There's nothing. I think, like, because of that's all I had, I would be fine with that. I'd be content. I know nothing else.
I'm not sure I would achieve that, though.
Achieve
that the way they did.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't.
Yeah, to be able to, look at the night sky and see Orion or something.
Mm-hmm.
Recreate Orion's belt, or mapping the world.
To look at the stars and realize that the heliocentric theory
model
is incorrect, and realize it's geocentric.
Yeah.
Like, I'd never be able to look at that just from looking up,
They did. I mean,
props to them, you know?
yeah, it's kind of crazy. Greeks were, wow, they were great people. Holy crap. They were also really horrible people, but.
But, yeah.
Yeah, they were. You ever read any of the Greek philosophers?
I had a class for it, but like that's like the limitation.
Well, besides Plato, but yeah, you probably heard of Plato, Aristotle,
Yeah,
and Socrates.
Yeah, Socrates was the guy I was literally just about to say. Oh my god,
yeah,
I ripped it off my fucking tongue.
Yeah, no, you got to look into the other ones like Xenophon, Diogenes, guys like those, or Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius is a really good one. He innovated Stoicism, which I really like. Stoicism. That's something to look into. It's more of a disconnect from material things. That'd probably be like the basis for Stoicism.
So is it like all or nothing, or just like minimalism?
What do you mean all or nothing?
Like all or nothing. Like I don't own shit. Like I walk around nothing but the shit on my back. Like
no, it means like material things have no bearing upon my mind.
Like you don't think of them at all.
Like they have no relevance.
So like all or nothing. Like you have nothing.
Yeah, you have nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you own things, but yeah, it gets deep. I can't remember everything about Stoicism. I tried to remember, but there's a mindset too about controlling your emotions. That's another part of Stoicism. It's don't allow yourself to be caught up in those emotions as they're just a playing out of yourself. Yeah, I really like that. Just came on our radio real quick was one of the tunes by Akira the Don that reminded me of our good buddy Alan Watts. Alan Watts was oh my god, he did everything. That guy was philosophically, he's got some great material. He was into Buddhism. He was into the Tao. You know Buddhism, right?
Yeah.
And you know what the Tao is too?
I've heard it. I don't know about it.
Yeah, it's Asian. So
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
yeah. So he's got some, oh my god. Yeah, have you ever heard of Alan Watts?
No. When you
Really?
said his name, he was like, he did a lot. I was like, I don't know what the fuck he did. I don't know who that is.
They don't usually talk about him in classes, that's why. Yeah, because he was the stereotypical hippie guy.
Nothing wrong with that.
He was
He's
one
just
of
vibing.
Yeah. In the beginning, he was very analytical. He actually was he was a priest. He was Christian, but he wasn't Catholic. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, he was actually ordained, and then
What year is this? I'm having trouble placing him.
Oh, Alan was in the 60s?
Okay.
50s? 50s, I think. No, 60s, somewhere around there. But anyways, he didn't accept that life was suffering, because that's the Christian model.
Yeah.
So what he did is he went to the Buddhist monks, and they taught him that nature is pretty much, you are nature. Like one of his quotes is, every one of us is an aperture through which the whole cosmos looks out. Mm-hmm. So what it means is that the universe is looking upon itself because you are the universe.
Yeah. Yeah,
and just as you speak words and you see things as the little wiggles and worms of photons of light coming into your eyes, just as you are yourself, you shine the sun. So the Godhead is you and everything. That was his philosophy, kind of. Just a little bow tie on top. I don't know, is that too airheaded?
Nah, it fits.
It fits?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Like the whole idea?
Yeah.
I agree.
You agree, really?
I do.
With the Godhead?
Not about the Godhead. You lost me at that. I don't know what that really is. Like, about the universe, like, seeing unto you and you unto it. Like, it's the same thing, Like, as one. That's what I was...
You believe that you are the universe?
Yeah, I believe that, like, everything's connected like that way.
Why is that?
I just feel like the way that everything grows and, like, even just the expansion of the universe, like it's supposed to be like everlasting and ongoing for like miles on end, like literally nonstop, right? I just feel like it's all one thing and it's just endless. It's just going on. That's just like I take that as like a metaphor for everything. So like I feel like it aligns really well.
So it's all one thing, one living thing?
Not that it's exactly one living organism, but that like it functions as the same way the cells all work together in a living organism. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That everything that has a purpose, it like interlocks. Just like when you look at like the food chain,
Mm-hmm.
like everyone a part of it has a purpose. There's nothing that goes to waste.
If you notice when you zoom in, like on a microscope, things are very structured. But then you zoom out a little bit and you look inside of a cell, things are all jumbled again.
Yeah.
And you zoom out of it again, and then there's a cell wall, and they're structured again with all the cells together. And you zoom out more, you look at all the cells. They're all structured together, but they're all moving.
That little chaos and order thing we were talking about.
I was just about to say, there's chaos in the order. Just as you zoom out, there's an interrelationship between the two, because I'm trying to think of the word. Oh no, it's slipping from me. Duality. There it is. Duality is actually, that was another quote by Alan Watts, which I really like. Duality is secretly unity.
Yeah.
Because you can't have one thing without the other.
I love saying, this is like unrelated, like, but it's just the word duality. I love saying like the duality of man in reference to something. Like, let's say I spend like the entire day crying or whatever, and then like I go and take a picture like of myself eating ice cream or whatever. I'll just post like, the duality of man. Like these things, they work together. It's a chain.
Yeah, I don't think I'd say that's much of the duality of man, but it is funny.
Yeah, no, it's just like a funny answer. It's not like at all like a serious.
Yeah, no, definitely. Huh. Wow. Yeah. That's good. That's good stuff. All right, we're 47 minutes in. What do you think?
Oh my god, it's been 47 minutes?
Yeah. Is that long or short?
That's long.
That's long?
I feel like we just started this.
Ah. Do you want to wrap things up or do you want to keep going?
I can keep going. Oh my god. It felt like nothing. Why not keep going?
All right. Wow. So do you have a topic?
I hope you did. I was hoping you did. Because I don't want to bring up anything.
I do have topics. I was just wondering if there's something you wanted to talk about.
Oh, no. I really like bouncing off of every little thing. But I like what you're doing.
You like what I'm doing?
Yeah. Good job, kid. You'll make it far in this business.
Yeah. You sound like a casting director.
Oh my god, yes. In another life.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh my god, I just went blank. I had a question and it went gone.
Oh my god. Forget it. You won't make it that far.
Listen to that. Shot down. Oh my god. Yeah, my airplane's being shot down. Shit. Yeah. Do you have any creative outputs?
Like things that I like to do that are creative that like help me like de-stress or something?
Yeah.
Big on like music as a thing for myself. Like just like letting myself express myself through music.
What do you mean by music?
Like just listening to it, letting like my mood and like my desires for the week and like my anger and everything like just be played out through song.
So singing.
Not just singing, like actually listening to music.
Oh, listening. Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
Singing to listening, all that jazz.
Oh, okay. What kind of music?
I don't really have a type that I stick to, but like lately, I go by artist most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll just delve into an artist's discography and I'll like figure out like what song fits the emotional output I need right at the moment, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll look for songs that match my rage, songs that match like the depth of like my sadness at that point in time in the week or whatever, you know?
Does it make you feel better?
It makes me feel like I'm being understood. Not that it like absolves me of these issues. It just makes me feel like I have something to let it out into, you know? That's not a person. It doesn't feel like it's just going into a void. It feels like music is genuinely like another person there for me.
I don't think it's much of an output though.
What do you mean? Like, because I'm not actually creating something?
No, but you're not. It's It feels more like an input for you.
What do you mean? So what are you asking for?
Because you're gathering the music.
What are you asking for as an output then?
As an output?
Yeah. Like, give me an example.
Yeah, I guess I would have to say, maybe creating something. Or doing something.
No, it's still music for me, honestly.
So more of an input.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I get that's
music
fine.
Satisfies that for me.
Yeah. So without the music, you'd probably feel off.
I'd feel like completely like unsupported, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd feel like I'd genuinely be like
unstructured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything would fall apart for me.
Oh, okay. So, going off of that, do you have any hobbies that you'd like to share?
It's still just like music related. Like I consider it a hobby. I love to sing.
But you haven't released anything or recorded, have you?
No, because it's more like for me.
You ever think about that?
Think about what?
Recording.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I would do it. I tell myself I want to do it all the time. But like, it's still just for me at this point, you know?
Are you nervous at all about that?
I do have nerves. I used to not have nerves, and now I have them. So like, that's been like the only thing stopping me.
So they started developing, you got self-conscious about things? Or?
Yeah, I got very self-conscious about things.
It's different, yeah. Usually people, they lose that. But usually they lose it as people start listening, you know?
Yeah, no, it was very random. Like, I used to actually like sing for people and stuff. And so it just kind of like dropped out of me, like that confidence, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to actually go on stage. Like, I used to do plays and stuff.
Oh, like musicals?
Not musicals specifically. Like, we used to do a program for school that like students would get to write their own plays and then produce them like on a actual stage.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have like 6 different schools come in, and like we pick the best play from each school, and then we perform that play. Like, we have auditions. It's like if you did like a school musical that year, but they weren't musicals.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you'd have stories like, I remember one story, I think it was about like army troop, like an abandoned like army troop or whatever going into war, but like they were like from the same high school town or something like that, and they were like taking out their like emotional trauma and like in the wartime, you know? Like, they were in like a bunker, like kind of talking, you know? So, and other stuff like the one for my school, one of my friends actually wrote it. It's kind of like a dystopian society where there is a main character. I think his name was Tommy Gun Africa, the main character. And he's like thrown into this dystopian world and everything. And he's being spoken to by an organization, and they want him to basically, in a Matrix sense, like they want him to take, I think it's the blue pill. That's the orderly one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The one where
like everything stays the same. Nothing. You don't question anything.
He doesn't.
And he's supposed to. They want him to take the red pill because that's the one that's gonna like break him free or something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was basically like this organization is speaking to the guy, and they want him to like conform and like join the organization and like keep order in the world, because they have everybody like submitted to them. You know, it's like orderly. Everything is ordered, and so we would have scenes of like chaos and everything, like where they're like actually like conditioning him to like follow their beliefs, and it's like set in a bar. So like that's a scenario where like the bartender, who I played the bartender, like where I'm actually speaking as the organization, and I want him to drink what I'm offering him. Like that's a step he needs to take to conform, and I'm supposed to convince him with like my words. And it's like, but like speaking third, like I'm just a receptacle for the voice of the organization. So the organization essentially speaks through me, and I'm like the one conditioning him. And like
you weren't the only one in the play doing that, right?
No. We had the guy who played Tommy in Africa. We had me as the bartender. We had like 6-7 other people as like a blank like voice that would like they would all speak in unison, you know.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, to represent like order and like conformity and shit. So like 6 or 7 of them, they would all speak at once and everything. We would all speak together. Like
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I would speak as the bartender because like to uphold like formalities, like you're just talking to a bartender, but like every now and then I would speak in sync with the like 6-7 people that would play like the organization, so you understand that this is like a hive mind mentality.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it was a really fun like thing to work on. It was really, really fun.
You said somebody who wrote it?
My friend.
Ah, ever release it anywhere else, or is it just a school thing?
It was just a school thing. Like we did it on a stage. Like people would actually come and everything, like on an off-Broadway stage in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was through another like company that like not affiliated with the school. The school just like works with them.
Mm-hmm.
So like it wasn't like in the auditorium at like a high school. It was like actually on a like actual playbill stage.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So was it recorded or?
It was recorded, but like not professionally.
Oh. Well, so I don't want to ruin the ending. You know, if it ever comes about, published.
We had film class and everything. Like we took it really serious. So we actually like my friends, we adapted it to like a movie for film.
Oh really?
And the film is actually really, really, really good. Like I wish I had access to it. Like it's actually really good. It's funny as shit.
So wait, film class, is this college or is this still in high school?
This was in high school.
Oh. So you said they released it, but did they like sell it or?
No. Like it was released like as a project for film class.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so like we had like a viewing and everything with everyone in the class. Like that's what we used to do. Those were like our final grades. We had to like produce like 4 films, like short films throughout the semester.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. That was like everyone's favorite class. Like our teacher for that class, he was so amazing. I loved him. He's my favorite teacher.
Oh, good. Good, yeah, no, that sounds like a lot of fun. They don't have that in my school up there.
Really?
Yeah, no, they had like I forget the club's name was. They do musicals and stuff like that. Some years they'd skip. It's like on and off. They do musicals. We had a band class. We had a jazz band, but that was pretty much it.
We had band too, but like it was more like a club, because like we didn't really have like, we had a lot of stuff, like we had sports teams, but it was like a small school still, so we didn't have like the band playing for sports teams at like events, you know.
Yeah.
But we did have like cheerleaders and stuff, but we never had like a homecoming or anything like that, you know.
Yeah, we had the only sports teams we had was like soccer. It's the only one I really remember. What else is it? We didn't have football or anything like that. We used to have archery. It was really weird.
It's random as fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like you need a lot more funding for archery too.
Yeah, they had archery for a while. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they got rid of it.
My school only had we had a boys basketball team, we had a girls basketball team. The girls basketball team was actually the best. Like the boys sucked. Like I don't remember a single game that the boys won. They might have won like one since I went to that school, but the girls used to always win. Like the girls were like dead ass like professional.
They go to like state.
What do you mean?
Like state competitions?
No. It's just like city stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like they would actually like win. So like everyone was like, why would we pay to go see the boys lose? We're just gonna go see the girls. So the girls like team would actually make a lot of money. The boys basketball team, like their girlfriends had to like do the crowdfunding for like tickets and stuff.
Yeah. Huh.
We had softball too. I was on the softball team, but I quit like very early.
What's that?
During our practice session once, I got hit in the face, like in the mouth with a softball, and it knocked an adult tooth loose. And so I was like, I'm never coming back to this. And so I never went back. Because I was like, I'm not losing my fucking tooth over a fucking sports team in high school. Are you kidding me?
The tooth grow back to good nature?
Yeah, it's sturdy like now, but like it was loose for like 2 weeks. I was like genuinely worried. I was like, I don't ever go to the dentist. Like this is going to be like fucked up if I have to go now.
Yeah, no. I don't have a lot of sports stories myself. I only ever played rugby here.
I don't really understand like rugby. Like
it's very confusing.
Okay, please don't describe it. I don't even understand football.
I understand football, but there's some things in rugby that do confuse me. Still, I only played for like a semester basically.
I'm having fun. I'm sorry. My cheeks. I'm smiling like really hard. Because I'm having fun. Like,
oh, doing this?
Yeah, like, has that ever happened to you? Like, you're smiling really hard, like, you feel your face, like, cracking, like, freezing in this position, but, like, you're still excited. So, like, you can't stop smiling.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what's happening to me right now.
Well, I'm glad you're having a good time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is the norm for the Mahony podcast. Mahony meaning, you know it. Yeah. All I can think about right now is as things get, more. I love the winter. That's my favorite.
Oh, me too. That's my favorite.
But I don't get to see the stars. It's the only thing.
I like looking at the stars, but it's not a regular thing for me, honestly. I want to do it more, though.
I do it a lot. I guess in the city you can't really look at the stars, can you?
Oh, yeah, no. You know how polluted that area is?
I don't. I've never been.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. It's crappy. The water is pretty good, though.
Where do you live more? Like, do you live more in the city or do you live more down in Florida?
As of lately, more in Florida. Like, so ever since, like, coming here, like, my first year, I haven't really gone back to the city except for, like, a couple days to, like, just sit there. And I haven't been back to the cities. I came back to the city, like, 6 months ago, like, when the school first closed down because of the virus. So I stayed in the city for, like, 2 days for that.
Oh, okay. Do you live more in, like, a suburban area for Florida? Or?
Yeah, for, like, a suburban home, like full on, like, a neighborhood, gated, like...
Gators.
Well, yeah, gators, too. But there's actually, like, a restaurant in Florida called Gators Dockside.
Yeah. How was it? Good?
I've only ever eaten there once, but it, I don't know, it didn't smack like I wanted it to.
Didn't hit, right?
Yeah, no, I put some, like, I hyped up the food too much in my head, because I was, like, waiting for my day off from work, like, to order food, and then be, like, just lazy that day, and it didn't satisfy me the way I wanted it to.
Reality expectation.
Yeah, it was a big fail for me. It was good, it was just, like, it didn't blow my mind, and I wanted it to, like, fucking rock my shit.
Yeah, sometimes that kind of does suck. Sometimes, yeah, because that feeling of being blown out of the water.
Bro, you know what will rock my fucking world?
What's that?
Some Chinese food from the city.
What, like right now?
Yeah. Not right now because I'm full, but like in general, like Chinese food is one of my favorite things. So
I like Chinese food, but I don't get it often.
No, in the city, I used to eat it like all the time.
So they have a Chinatown there, right?
Yeah, but I've never been to... wait, I've been next to it. I've never actually perused through it.
Where do you go for your Chinese food in the city? Just anywhere?
Up the block, bro. Like, there's one on, like, every other corner.
Ah.
Yeah, but the best ones, when you find that one reliable, open late, big, fast servings, grease, bro, like, it's all atmospheric, you know?
Do you like the city life?
I really do miss the city. I
it
don't
sounds
have
like
problems.
you kind of do, yeah.
I miss it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I try to find excuses to go, like, a layover in New York or whatever. Or, it's easier to just take the bus up from the city. I try to convince my mom to let me do it. But she doesn't want me to stay there.
Okay.
She'd rather I go to Florida and stay with my aunts in their houses, you know?
Yeah, because it sounds like you like everything in one place, so you're kind of more city-oriented.
Yeah. Like, I like Florida still. It's just, like, in the city, I can get around on my own. Like, the trains, the public transport. Even, like, cab rides are, like, cheap. So.
Yeah. I don't know what that experience is, but...
It's genuine. It's a real...
Yeah.
Like, I grew up in it, so, you know.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely would like... I'd still like up here more than I would like the city.
Yeah, you'd probably feel, like, very cramped and, like, dirty all day.
Like, yeah, this is very tight.
Yeah.
I don't like...
It is like that. But it can be comforting, you know?
What's that?
Like, I don't know. It's something about being in the city. Like, when you're gone... Like, if you're from the city, you know, like, when you're gone for a while, like, you might... Before you leave, you might want to be like, fuck the city. Like, this shit's dirty. This shit ghetto or whatever. But, like, when you're gone for so long, it's like, damn, bro, I just want to be on my block, like...
It's home.
Yeah, it's really home. Like, no matter what, like, you can say about it, like, all the bad shit you can say about it, it's still home. There's still that essence of comfort, like, layered in.
Well, yeah. That could be anywhere you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just funny, like, when it comes to the city, because, like, I'd be wanting to get the fuck out of there when I was there.
Well, it's like up here, it's like, sometimes I feel like I see the same people every day. And, for me, this is kind of a citier area.
Oh, I would hate this. I hate this here.
You hate what?
I hate this area.
Oh, this is pretty populated for North Country.
You would die then in the city. Like this place makes me depressed. Like it makes me sad. Like,
why? Because there's nobody.
Yeah, this is like a ghost town to me.
Oh no!
Like
no,
I can see
you
horror. Like I know a horror movie was shot here. Nightmare on Elm Street
was shot here.
Yeah, apparently that was shot here.
Wait,
we have an Elm Street
one?
and okay, what's Potts Dam backwards? Mad Stop.
Yeah.
That's the name of the street or whatever, the town in Nightmare on Elm Street.
I don't even the original one?
In the original or the remake, it's one of them. I
never knew that.
Yeah, apparently that's what everyone said. Like that's one of the facts. Like Raymond is the tallest building in the St. Lawrence County. Nightmare on Elm Street was shot here.
Yeah, no, that's pretty big. If that's true, I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, no, my town has one blinking light.
That's disgusting. I would never want to step up there.
That's all it has.
I need to be surrounded by like technology.
Oh no, you would hate it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm city life all the way for me.
I'm gonna have you visit one day. You're gonna see it.
I would be so uncomfortable. Like the houses here too are like so like I couldn't live in them comfortably. Like and call that life. You know?
Why is that?
It's not up to date with like what I'm used to. So like even like the furniture, the walls, like the area, like you know how this is a very hilly place.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not used to that, so like a lot of this stuff is unpaved and like it's not like picture perfect, you know.
Well, in a sense, it is.
In a sense, like if that's what you're into, you know. But for me, I very much need like suburban areas, like full on like a cul-de-sac that's like modernized, you know.
So you're not about dirt roads?
No, not at all. I am not a dirt road girl.
Yeah, why don't you like dirt roads?
It's just like I grew up in a very like structured place, like paved city roads, like there's cracks, but like it's nothing like here, you know.
Yeah, there's
like
potholes.
A pothole forms here, and it's a pothole now. It just becomes one of the many.
Yeah, you could drop a car down there.
Yeah, like in the city, like there's potholes, but like they get fixed up. Not in the city specifically, so there's trash for that. But like even in Florida, like shit gets patched up.
New York kind of is bad for patching roads.
Yeah,
it's because up here, when it turns winter, all the moisture inside of the tarmac, it freezes and it expands, so basically everything cracks. So like if you have a little reservoir of water underneath somewhere, it's gonna expand and it's gonna make a bubble, and then it's gonna become a pothole in the summer when it melts again because it cracked.
Disgusting.
Yeah, makes sense though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. It's not good for the car guys.
Oh, it's not good for me. Fuck the car.
There's somebody was supposed to give a shout out to this episode, wasn't it, Yadriel?
I have no clue about this.
Shout out to Yadriel. I don't remember if it was him.
Let's go, Yadi.
It was either Yadi or like Sebastian. Shout out to both of them.
Shout out to the horse that kicked Sebastian in the face.
Bro. Sebastian will never hear this.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean, he knows I laugh at it. It's the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Bro, he really picked up the phone yesterday.
I know. Yo, he hung up when I asked about the horse. I felt so offended.
Sebastian is an old friend of ours who, where does he live? In the middle of the country or something?
I have no clue about anything other than the horse and that man. I know nothing about him.
I heard he moved to Wisconsin after.
That's disgusting.
Something like that. But anyways, he doesn't go here anymore, and we called him last night, and all he did was he pulled his phone, like it looked like he pulled his phone from underneath his bed, looked at it, and was like, oh, shalom, and then just hung up. Yeah,
bless him.
Bless Sebastian, that kid, so man. So. Good guy, funny guy. Yeah. Yeah. So, do you mind if I wrap things up?
If you want, yeah.
Yeah, because I need to go to bed by.
Yo, you're trash, bro.
I know. I'm a
We-
little kid. It's way past
Wait,
my
what time
bedtime.
is it then?
Almost 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a text from my car.
Well, anyway, thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't talk about much, to be honest.
No, we didn't. But you'll be on another episode. So
Oh my
it's
god,
all right.
please. I want to do this again.
Of course.
This is fun.
Yeah,
this is
no.
going to be the first episode I watch.
That's all right. Yeah. Do you have any socials or anything you want to plug or no? Like Instagram or anything like that, or
Nah, I'm good, man. Maybe
All right.
another time.
no?
Let me see how well received I am.
That's all right. You'll be fine. We got a good, healthy amount of people listening in. So yeah.
Thanks to the people.
Yeah, thank you for listening in. This is Mahony Meeting Podcast number 4. Yeah, number 4.
Ooh, I like that number.
Good. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, number 4. And as always, stay hard and never settle.
Beyonce got an album name for. Oh, I'm sorry, I ruined the outro.
No, that's fine. Everybody have a good night.
Good night.